Hello and welcome back to Tales of Lumin. Today we're talking about a few things, most important of which is the fact that the next World of Warcraft expansion is going to be announced at Gamescom in just a couple of days. That's madness. I was just speculating about what could potentially be included in this expansion. I was talking about what I'd like to see, and there it is! It's been announced that there's going to be an announcement in, well, true Blizzard fashion, but it's happening. August the 6th. There's actually a full schedule. I've got it open right next to me over here. There's a whole lot of stuff happening at Gamescom. Okay, so it's not just going to be World of Warcraft related stuff. There is, on the 6th, a quiz, a Hearthstone show match, a World of Warcraft dungeon challenge, which is something I'm actually quite interested in. It's basically just top guilds racing against each other in challenge mode dungeons. We haven't done challenge mode dungeons in Warlords yet. We're going to soon, but I'd like to see how the pros do it. It could be fun. Then there's a Heroes of the Storm YouTuber show match. I'm not sure who's participating in that, but that should also be kind of interesting. There's a StarCraft 2 Archon Pro Mode match. That's going to be cool. Archon modes come in with Legacy of the Void, and that's going to be really interesting seeing how two professionals work together against two other professionals controlling the same bases and armies and such. Going to be really cool. There's an Overwatch cosplay spotlight. There are more quizzes. There's a live concert. And then at 5:45 in the afternoon, I think that's our time. That's basically EU time. So it's going to be sometime in the morning for the US guys amongst you, is the expansion reveal. That's what everyone's there to see, obviously. Then on August the 7th, 8th, and 9th, there's a whole lot more stuff. Most of it's the same. Like, there's more of what there was on the first day. More quizzes, more, well, concerts, more show matches, and so on and so forth. It's kind of cool. Okay, Gamescom is a really big deal, and I'm guessing they chose to announce the expansion at Gamescom because there are a lot of people going to Gamescom. Probably way, way, way more than would ever even consider going to BlizzCon. There are a lot more eyes, there's a lot more foot traffic. It's a good place to reveal pretty much anything. Some of you may remember that Diablo 3 was actually revealed at Gamescom. That was a while back, obviously, but that happened. So it's nice to see Blizzard actually pushing to get news about the expansion out there a little sooner. I mean, this has already put a lot of fears that people had to rest just because news of the expansion is coming out soon. So the hype factor is just going to ramp up over the next couple of days, weeks, months, say leading up to BlizzCon or the end of the year or whatever. So it doesn't really even matter what they do with Warlords going forward, because starting next week, Thursday, which is when the announcement happens, people won't care about Warlords anymore. Not in the least. Why would they? Because the next expansion's been announced, and because of that, they can just focus on that, and they can, you know, hype themselves up for that instead of worrying about or being disgruntled about or whatever about Warlords sucking or not having enough content or anything. I mean, I personally had a blast with Warlords. Nothing wrong with the expansion. It was shorter. Yes, sure, there was less content. Fine. But it was still pretty great. I mean, the continent of Draenor, absolutely amazing. The raids, oh, so good. Like, my highlights of the expansion, I would say, definitely the questing. So, leveling from 90 to 100, absolute highlight. So, so good. I mean, please, argue with me about that. That was great. The zones, oh, so good. Sure, there could have been more of them, but that's not the kind of argument you can use here. I'm saying that the quality was there. And then, another highlight, the raid-in. I gotta say, Heimel was good, real good. It was slightly, I don't want to say more silly, but it kind of felt a little more silly. Then you had Blackrock Foundry, which was mega serious with Black Hand, lot of bosses, and now Hellfire Citadel, even more bosses, and even more serious, but with all these recognizable names and faces. It's great. Okay, and then as a raider, someone who has been doing raiding content since late Pandaria, now this is recent. Obviously, I played a lot of World of Warcraft and raided a lot before in Burning Crusade and Wrath the Lich King, but as someone who enjoys a good challenging raid, I gotta say that these are right up there. The mechanics, the styles of the fight, the variety, everything. It's nice. They didn't make it all too difficult, but it's definitely not too easy either. Anyway, Warlords was good. So now we're going to have a new expansion to make a big fuss over, hopefully the good kind of fuss. And it's been crazy seeing all the speculation threads and fan theories popping up now again. So a couple of days ago, and this sparked a whole new wave of speculation, Blizzard trademarked something called Council of the Glades, or the Council of Glades, one of the two, I'm not sure. Something involving Council of Glades. And people were saying, well, this could definitely be linked to World of Warcraft. Obviously, it could be linked to some of the other games that Blizzard have, because they have so many of them. But it could be linked to World of Warcraft because there's this whole, again, crazy theory about something going on under Tirisfal Glades. And the Council of the Glades is apparently a thing where there are some important like figures that form a council to protect the world from whatever evil lurks beneath. I don't know. Like, I'm not a huge lore nut. I don't know everything there is to know about it, but what I read about it seemed incredibly cool. A lot of it was focused around Khadgar actually being Medivh or someone called Medan. I don't know. Because they were saying, well, he also turns into a crow, and he seems to know more than he should know about all of this. He has this ulterior motive all the way through Warlords, especially if you do the legendary quest line, then you'll kind of get hints of that. And it's fascinating. It's mind-boggling. Obviously, there's the South Seas thing. There's the Eye of Vajara or whatever thing going on as well. There's the possibility of something to do with the Emerald Dream. There's so much that could happen, and honestly, I think any of it would be great. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. Even if you're not playing World of Warcraft, this could be the one that brings you back. What I really want is, I want a new class. I could do with a new race, sure. I like it when Blizzard add some low-level stuff with some high-level stuff, and I'm hoping they go for that again. I'm hoping that this is going to be like a slightly bigger expansion, more the size of Pandaria was. Like, Pandaria had a lot of really big content patches after it released. Sure, we don't want to talk about what happened with Siege of Orgrimmar lasting for a year, but Pandaria had a lot going for it. And the fact that they added the Pandaran starting zone meant that there was something for everyone there. And what I want to see from the new expansion is I want to see a new race, okay, and I want to see a new starter zone for them, if possible. I don't know, it would be great. I would like that. But I want to also see maybe 1 or 2 low-level dungeons. Sure, they could reuse them at max level. Sure. But I'd like to see 1 or 2 low-level dungeons and then all the other max level stuff. So you could play a new character if you want. You can continue with your main if you want. And then obviously the new class as well. That would be great. That's what I want to see. I obviously have like a much longer wish list. But it would take way too much time talking about it all here. Way too much time. I don't care what they do with it. I'm pretty sure that anything they do is going to be golden, and it's going to be something that I'm going to be excited for. Now, release timeline, I personally expect, and I don't know, okay, I could be proven completely wrong here. I could be way off the mark, but I expect them to maybe show a little bit of it. There are two sides to this. What I think is they're going to show a little bit of it at Gamescom, and then they're going to say, okay, BlizzCon's where the real big reveal is going to happen. So you'll know what it is at Gamescom, but then you wait till BlizzCon for all the proper gameplay, for maybe a playable version of it, or whatever. But for much more information, you wait until BlizzCon. And then maybe beta shortly after BlizzCon, and then they can give the keys away at BlizzCon and stuff. Then maybe release in May? February to May. Let me think. That's right, yes. I say February to May, and like, obviously that's kind of early in the year still. It's maybe a little before the movie comes out. I can't remember when the movie comes out. It's a good time. Now, on the flip side, you could have them announcing that the beta is going to happen before BlizzCon, they could announce the release date at BlizzCon, and it could release later this year. That would be crazy. That would be them sticking with what they said before about yearly expansions, but I'm just not sure that's going to work. Would they be able to have the game finished by then? I don't know. I mean, that's just a couple of months worth of beta testing at most. Regardless of what they do, it's exciting and it's going to be great. That's all I've got to say about it. You can check the schedule out below. I will link it for you. And if you're interested, head on over to the WoW subreddit to see some of the crazy theories over there, because there are a lot of them, like a lot of them. One more thing I want to talk about before I'm done here is the fact that, and I might make a separate video about this like tomorrow or something, but the fact that my uploads have been very erratic and irregular lately, and, well, I've just not had much presence on the internet, and that's, well, due to a great many reasons. Currently, we are down to only one internet connection. For those that don't know, we have two here, usually. We've got a 4 meg line and a 2 meg line. Right now, we've only got a 2 meg line. I can lean over like this, and I can see the light on the 4 meg line's router flickering nicely. It's dead. The ADSL line itself, physical line, is just not working anymore. It's not synchronizing correctly, the guy said, and no matter what he did, he couldn't get it fixed remotely. Now we have to wait for a technician to come and fix it, between 7 to 10 working days. So we're waiting for that. And the 2 meg connection is so slow. It doesn't matter what I limit my upload on it to, it lags everything out if I'm busy uploading. So I can't upload and use the internet at the same time. I've obviously got a wife here who is passionate about gaming and playing games online, like World of Warcraft, Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, whatever. So it's unfair of me to hog the internet all day and all night to upload, so I just don't do that. So right now, I'm only able to upload after hours when we sleep in, and because of that, the videos are going up really slowly until we get our internet fixed. Now, aside from that, we've also had some stupidly, insanely long power cuts recently. Last night we were so happy because we were not load shedding. We weren't gonna get a scheduled power cut, but then, just as load shedding time was meant to end for everyone else, our power went down anyway. A circuit breaker blew, and the whole region's power went down for like 6 hours. I don't even know, a long time. Then I had to wake up in the middle of the night so I could restart my uploads, start my rendering up again, and then I went back to bed. But stuff like that has been happening a lot recently, and our load shedding has been bad. Load shedding, again, for those that don't know, I have to explain this every now and then, is the power cut system. I don't even know what to call it. It's the system that's in place where certain parts of the country have to have their power turned off for X amount of time every day, so that other parts, well, so that the whole country doesn't just implode and, well, kill itself. So that there's not a complete blackout. So the company that's in charge, which is Eskom, they cut certain areas' power for, say, 3 hours at a time. Hours, obviously, also, quite often. And we have a schedule. We know when it's going to happen most of the time. And that's just what we have to live with right now. Sometimes it happens only once a day. Sometimes it happens twice a day. Sometimes it's short. Sometimes it's long. But it's something we have to live with right now. And now in winter, it's winter here at the moment, it's a lot worse because people are using heaters. People are cooking more often. And the electricity consumption of the country is just much higher. So, well, they have to cut a lot more. Sucks. Also, we were unable to buy electricity. I ran out of electricity 2 days ago. And then I go onto the website where I have to buy it. I try buy it and they say, no, sorry, you can't right now. I go to the shop, just like down the road. I go try buy power. They say, no, the system's down. The municipality's not telling us what's wrong. They're not allowing us to buy power. I don't know. Something fishy was going on. They obviously didn't want to let people buy power because it's just an alternate method of load shedding. Whatever. Doesn't matter what it was. We couldn't buy power, so we didn't have power. And it's just, there's a lot of stuff like this. I hate to sound whiny about it, and I don't want to sound like I'm making a whole lot of excuses or whatever, but that's just the reality of it at the moment, and it sucks. So, we are trying. We actually went yesterday to get a new ID for Helene. So she's officially going to have my surname on her ID, and I know it's a little bit late for that, but we didn't really need it until now. She got herself a new passport, And I also just refreshed mine while we were there. My father is actually going tomorrow to finish up his citizenship papers and nonsense at the Department of Home Affairs or whatever, wherever he has to go and do it. I don't think he's going to the embassy. I think it's at a Home Affairs department. So things are going well on that front. And hopefully soon I will have some good news about moving. Because I want to move. I want to get out of here. Things are getting worse and worse and worse by the month here. And it's not good. We need to get out. We need to get somewhere where I have good internet. I can upload videos like this, where I can stream when I want to. Oh my god. I will just die. The best kind of death, of course. It'll be amazing. Anyway, it's going to take a lot of preparation. It's going to take a lot of work and planning to pull it all off, but I'm hoping it'll happen soon. I was a little unhappy actually about the announcement of the expansion because, I mean, of course I'm happy about it. I'm ecstatic about it. But at the same time, I wanted to really badly be overseas and ready to stream by the time the next expansion comes out so that I could stream my entire experience with it. But I don't know if that's going to happen if things are moving as quickly as they seem to be moving on Blizzard's side. But I don't know. We'll see. We will see. I'm done. I didn't actually want to talk about this so long here, but I felt like I needed to actually explain a few things to you guys, so there you go. Consider yourselves informed. For now. I'll release another video soon talking about more of it, and again, hopefully there'll be better news. Also, one last point that I feel like I should mention. Skyforge is going to be going up soon. Some Skyforge videos, there's going to be a character creation that might actually be up by the time this one goes up, I'm not sure. But there's going to be a mini Let's Play of it, because I did jump in there, I gave it a try, and, well, it was okay. I don't want to talk about it now, because you can just watch it and see how it was for yourselves, but you can expect that coming up soon. Hopefully, it's not going to hog too much of our internet connection or take too much time to upload. I want to be able to get them up, like, quick. There are a couple of them, so it should be good. But there you go, I'm done. Check back as soon for more, give it a like, share it, and do all your stuff. Hope you guys are all doing well yourselves. I hope any hopes and dreams that you have come true. I don't know. You know, stuff like that. Again, check back soon for more, give it a like, share, and do all that stuff. Most there. Happy World of Warcraft expansion coming soon. Happy that.